Hello, everyone, and welcome back to more StephenPlays, What Remains of Edith Finch. On the last episode, Mal was in control. Woo! If for whatever reason you missed the last episode, you missed a doozy, and you absolutely should watch it. Oh, my lord. So good. Lewis's story was so good.
That's the way we came from.
Yeah, I see that now. I was actually just trying to look out. I didn't know that I would just crawl out the window. Today I'm in control, and having just experienced Lewis's story, we're going to head out the exit. And based on the family tree, it looks like we only have Dawn and Edie.
We've never seen Edith's room.
Right? Where did Edith stay? I don't know.
Well, everything is kind of progressing, like, in history. Like,
yeah.
The older members of the family were the first rooms.
Yeah.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Just where that staircase went.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed.
My God, look at the flyers.
But I understand why we left.
Man. Again, there's just so much stuff.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
There's something on the wall to the right. Like a poem or something.
It's the Lord's Prayer. Disaster relief.
It said Sanjay on it.
Yeah, every little thing that may not have attention drawn to it through the narration also tells a part of the story. It's really cool. All right, up we go.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Looks like we're finally going to find out where Edith was.
There's a paper.
But it had to end one way or another.
A paper?
Like the plane, the big, it's the exact same design as the kite from earlier.
Ah.
All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Mummification. I was just thinking how difficult it would be to leave the house, and then I realized they probably didn't do a whole lot of that. So maybe it didn't matter.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
A present in the hallway.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
In we go. Finally in the library.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories! I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
This is it. Edie.
She's staying in the library.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it.
Chills.
When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
I was hoping we'd get a chance to see the house.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
I did this so much as a kid.
Me too.
A few years went by.
Just gotta get these words out.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Wow.
Yeah.
That really took a turn at the very, very end that I did not see coming. Achievement unlocked! Huh. Man. Just such a poignant, in-your-face approach to death. In a very, in a way that's not often presented. Like, not like a silver lining type of ending.
Yeah.
You know, like achievement unlocked. Thanks, Johan. Like it's very much kind of asking you to just appreciate life. You have an entire family that just has a series of these ridiculous freak things that happen to them. And, you know, it's interesting in that context as a game and as a story, but the reflection that you take away at the end is to appreciate your time, I guess.
I think also to know family history and where you come from.
Yeah, that's the underlying theme here. And the nail is made throughout the entire course of the game, and then it's hammered in one final time when you find out that Edith herself is gone. That really does it. I mean, like, that she's writing this this journal of everything that's happened because she didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
She had to find out everything secondhand because her family wouldn't tell her anything. To go through all of that, and then within the last few sentences, she says, "I hope you never find out about this, and if you're reading this, it's too late." And then immediately that she's gone. And it's a weird experience to zoom out and have there be another gravestone. It is. It's the importance of family, the importance of knowing your history, knowing where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in many ways this, I think you'll probably feel similar, Mal. This game resonates with me in a deep way because of how we have recently, looked into doing all of the, the genealogy and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think because of my recent interest, in everything.
Yeah.
It's been wild to see. Huh. Interesting. Replay a story. You can actually choose individual stories. And it looks like when you choose Dawn and Edie's are just the same.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the end of the game.
Yeah.
Basically, was experiencing those together. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know how much we talked about it during the Let's Play itself, but we within the past year or so have really put a large focus on finding out about our families, specifically mine, because my parents knew nothing, and I really didn't know anything about where I came from. I didn't know my family tree at all, and with Mal's help, we've been able to find out so much, and it's been of extreme interest to me. But I think one of my greatest joys has been seeing my parents light up as they learn information about, their grandparents or great-grandparents, stuff
where the family farm was, just a couple miles up the road.
And they didn't even know.
Mm-hmm. Or finding pictures that other super extended family members have and have uploaded to the internet.
It's been really nice. And I think this game, touches me very personally because of that. And I fortunately, we don't have the curses that the Finches seem to have, but to play through and see the various family members, some people grow up with extended family around, and I haven't. I'm an only child. I have spent extremely limited time around the two uncles that I have. My at this point in my life, I have just one remaining grandparent, and I very rarely ever get a chance to see her since she lives so far away. So I don't know very many people in my extended family. Like, I haven't seen any of my cousins in 10 years. And it's just, it's really interesting to learn about my family. This game was good.
It was very good.
And I think one of the cool things was that since we played the Unfinished Swan first, we kind of get a chance to see the developer grow as well, and see what they, were interested in tackling and what they were capable of tackling, and they did a really great job.
Also catching a lot of the throwbacks to it.
Yeah, I think the experience, especially with Milton, was far richer, just getting a chance to having played the Unfinished Swan.
Yeah.
Oh man. well, Mel?
Yeah.
A game that'll stick with you?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Special thanks again to everyone who encouraged us to play through this. I did a first 20 several months ago, and if you're interested in watching that first 20, I'll include a link in the description. If you want to see my first reaction to the first 25 minutes. There were so many comments that said, please play this game, and I said, okay. You know, my own curiosity, you know, was so great. I had to know. I had to fill out the rest of this tree, and I'm glad I did. As with so many other games we've played on the channel, I can now say that I'm certainly a fan of Giant Sparrow, and I will be looking forward to whatever they, you know, are working on in the future. I'd love to see what their third game is like, since their first two have been so stellar.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that is it for us. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll see you here on Stephen Plays for another co-op Let's Play in the very near future.